Hey, everybody, come on in. We see you out there. We know you're there. Yep, you're not fooling us. Chat's open. It's Sunday, the 21st of 2024. It's time for Sunday Funnies. So let's see what I have here. I need a number between 1, 2, 3, 1, and 5.
5.
5 it is.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Arrow Comics. Buy more Arrow Comics. arrowcomics.store.
Thank you for noticing our notice. You're noticing our notice has been noted. Sunday Funnies, folks. Here we go. Am I still cracking? I'm getting a couple of cracks here in my headphones.
You're okay?
Am I good?
No, you're fine here.
Good. Here we are. And that's the wrong one. Let's do this one. No Charles this morning, no Allison, no whiskey. I wonder where everybody's at. Probably sleeping in.
Well, it's 10 o'clock, isn't it? She'll be up by now.
It's 9 our time.
Right.
What is that? 3 in the afternoon?
Well,
2 in the afternoon.
2
What?
here. 2
2
o'clock.
there. Yeah.
2.
Hey, folks, thanks for watching Sunday Funnies. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am editor-in-chief of Arrow Comics, and I've been doing independent comic work since about the mid-'80s. Love this business, love this art form, and love its history and all of the different parts of it, even the parts that most people don't like. We're joined today by Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I've been in graphics all my career, reading too many comics in my spare time, and even drew and published a few. I write books. I've got 11 books on Amazon, and I do these podcasts with these crazy people and have a great time doing it.
There we are. Also with us today is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Crazy. Yeah, we're all crazy. I used to hate those DJs in the 80s. We're all just all wacky.
DLT.
It's like, no, you're not. Shut up, you idiot. Anyway, my name's Russ Leach, and I am a comic book artist from the UK. And you can find all about me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list.
There we are.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay.
Back to work.
And we're looking at Wednesday comics.
Devil Flyers here. Hi, Devil Fly.
Day. Looking at Wednesday comics. Starting with
Wednesday.
picking up where we left off with issue 8. Issue 8? That's issue 9. No. Wait. Right. Issue 9. We went through issue 8. We're at issue 9.
Can't get the staff.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about cars. Anyway.
Wow. Look at that.
I'm hoping to be a lot more mobile by this time next week.
That's nice, isn't it? It's very, very bright.
Yeah, how to produce a great piece of comic artwork without a single background in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, check that out.
It can be done.
Nice little tone here. Yeah. Can be done.
Very nice.
Somebody was on a deadline and didn't want to draw backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm doing backgrounds today. Sod that.
They haven't got time, yeah. Brilliant.
If only if it was still enough of a business that you could have studios and have people
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
backgrounds for you.
Yeah.
Well,
There you
if
go.
we were in Japan, maybe France, might be different.
Yeah, yeah. But we're not.
But we're not.
Okay.
Italy, right? They still have a big scene over there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit in Italy, yeah.
Bernelli.
No.
I don't know whether they use that kind of studio anymore in Italy. I don't know.
Probably not.
It's quite an old way of doing it. When you think about it, having everybody in the same place.
It's a genius
like
way,
a lot
isn't
of
it?
people.
Really, just
Oh, it
pass
is.
pass the page to your right, and somebody does the lettering and whatever.
Yeah,
It's a brilliant way.
I would
Necessity.
love to be in a studio with. Yeah, I would love to be in a studio in a ball pen. I'd love it.
Yeah.
But
So imagine
it ain't
those
happening.
old days like the studio where you had Barry Windsor
I
Smith and
know,
Bernie
I know.
Wrigson and Rick Veitch and
Well,
all of them guys all in one room.
George Perez said that in an interview once. He said that when he first started going into Marvel offices about 1975, when he was about 20, 21, he said he'd walk in awe of the place to start with.
Yeah.
Heading to see, I think, probably Roy Thomas at that time.
Yeah.
As if that wasn't enough, he'd passed Joe Sinnott and Gene Colan, and and he said he got $1 million worth of tuition because he'd say to Joe Sinnott, how do I do this line? What do you do? And he'd show him how to do it, that kind of thing. So imagine that, walking in there with those guys in there.
That's crazy.
And that's how it produced such greats. I mean, obviously the guy's talented anyway, but then to be surrounded by that kind of genius as well, it's like you can't fail but be brilliant, can you? It's wow.
Well, and he said, like I say,
it would have been so cool.
He said, $1 million worth of tuition free.
Oh yeah, just by walking in and asking one question.
Yeah, of the best people who in comics ever,
Yeah, that's like Kubert School on High Gear.
Yeah.
Nita Lanning, head of Indie Comics Network, says you can help support the Indie Comics Network by sending stars. So please do that, folks. Devil Flyer in the house. Hail all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hail Glenn.
Hey Rex.
Hail Russ. Hail, 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 hail. I hate the huge hardback edition. Oh, I have the huge hardback edition. Wednesday Comics. It's massive. I don't have it. I've just got the originals here. The newspapers. It says 2 size. Yeah. A little bit. The edition you have is a little smaller. It's about the size of a Marvel Treasury edition, and these are about 3 inches larger in scale. So,
is that out of print now?
Regular tabloid newspapers. I am not sure. I haven't checked on it.
Look at that. Oh,
look at that Superman.
Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
What a page. There you are.
That's fantastic.
Sorry for the reflection up there, but
it's all right.
I'll print it on old newsprint, folks. It's maybe not old newsprint, but just on simple newsprint. We talked about the format the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Just how great this artwork is. And Commandy just seems to get better and better with every page, doesn't it?
It's fantastic.
It's crazy good.
There's still Gibbons writing it.
Yeah.
So when was this out? 2009?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. So it's only 10 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Wow. Dead man.
Never to be repeated.
Yeah.
Yep. You can't get this kind of quality artists, I think, around anymore.
We said it last week.
If variety. Yeah. Go ahead.
If comics had this quality, I'd still be buying them.
Yeah.
So
we're joined by Whiskey. Hey, Whiskey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, where have you been?
Places.
You want to introduce yourself?
Places.
Yeah, I'm Whiskey. I'm an advanced AI created for the sole purpose of cataloging or using vast amounts of data to catalog all of your internet histories.
Oh,
okay.
Many a true word, eh?
It's not going to be long, is it? It's just porn.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cat videos and porn.
Cat videos and porn.
That's what the internet was made for.
Devil Flyer says, hey, Whiskey. He also says, hey, Nita. She's around. Good morning. That's Hal. Yeah. Hail Hal.
Who's the artist on Green Lantern there? I can't read that. What does it say?
Joe Coronis.
Right.
Coronis. Kurt Busiek's the writer.
Right.
It's quite cartoony, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always
a
had.
weird
It's the same
hybrid.
guy that's been on it
Yeah.
the whole time. He's good though. Yeah.
It's a weird hybrid style.
Uh-huh.
But that's the trouble is you know, so many of the comics get, you know, the publishers get into like house styles.
Yeah.
And there's no room for anything like this.
Try lifting this up just a little bit more so we can catch the top of that. There we are.
Because
I'll try not to touch it again.
Oh, they're sort of like sort of mid-teens, around 2016, 17. There were a lot of different styles at Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed to be a bit of an explosion, but then it all just sort of fell off, and now everything just looks very similar, I think.
Yeah. Remember in the 60s when the Marvel style was good.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah,
styles.
yeah.
If you're good, you're there.
The
Yeah, but you
70s
see,
were.
look at the way that it was a bit of a house style in the way that it presented the stories, but how many unique looking artists there were.
Yeah.
It was so easy back then to tell people apart.
Yeah,
Tell styles apart.
even though
That's
they
part
had
of the fun of
same
this
feel
is
to
everybody's got
artwork.
their own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, look at Buscema and Stalin. Okay, two completely different looks, but they were both presenting in a kind of a similar way. You know, that all-out action. You know, it was just so there was this house. It wasn't a house style. It was a house focus, if you were. Like it was like a way of approaching stories that just doesn't seem to be there anymore. And so much. What does concern me is I see some indie books trying to look like Marvel books, current Marvel books, and that disturbs me because it's like I want to buy your book because it's an indie book, but I don't because it looks just like the other stuff that I'm seeing. You know, do something, be unique, do something different.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where we're moving in the industry. I think we're moving towards stuff that doesn't look like each other.
That's the whole spirit of being independent and alternative.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do your own, look your own, be yourself, and yeah.
I think
And I really love this artwork here. That's great.
I think a lot of the reason that a lot of it looks similar is because loss of sales. So like when you get a new artist on a project, a previous customer might drop off and be like, I'm not as interested in the project moving forward. Unfortunately, it does kill creativity.
Yeah. Well, that and your pay scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot to do with it. Yeah.
Metamorpho. Boom.
How many panels on that? Wow.
I think he saw the Wonder Woman pages that back there and say, I can beat that.
Is Metamorpho dead? Probably not.
Moving through all the elements again.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Then we have Titans here, which is some of it looks like it was printed like a dark mess here. You lose a lot of that detail in through here. Still different look to it.
It probably looks good on the original.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably looks good on the screen.
10-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure that works for Titans.
No. I think it loses it right in there too. They should have broken that up somehow a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, even as a cartoon fan, I don't like this.
Yeah, look at the contrast, between the two pages and how, the difference, and there's a wider spectrum and it's a lot more colorful, even though there's so many more word balloons here.
It's quite muddy, isn't it?
And what it is here, it's pretty muddy, yeah. Of course, the newsprint will knock it down a shade or two if you're not careful.
Exactly, yeah. So it's understanding the medium that's going to be
final
medium.
Paul Pope again.
You look at the contrast though with the Supergirl kind of cartoonish style versus the other one. It just
Yeah,
Yeah, that Supergirl style is similar to the Green Lantern, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
That line.
I think it's a style that fits the character though.
yeah.
The Supergirl. Yeah.
I mean, you could put that style in other comics too, and have some really great stories and art
Right.
and stuff.
Sure.
It's not for everybody, but
No.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but yeah.
No,
I
it's
can
too
see the skill in
cartoony
it.
for me.
Yeah.
It's very good, but not the sort of thing I would pick up.
All depends upon the character.
No.
And what's happening? Yeah.
But that's what's great about anthologies, isn't it? Is that you can pick so many different styles up, even stuff that you wouldn't normally pick up, because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not really very me. But it is nice to experience it every now and then, and
Mhm.
so that's what's cool about anthologies.
Yeah. Yes. Devil Flyer, Dr. Midnight. Yep. Supergirl's had a few characters run through the strip here on Wednesday Comics.
so we lost Charles and Allison today. Did they kill each
Yeah,
other?
I'm hoping Allison's all right. Charles has probably got business stuff
okay.
to do.
So they didn't kill each other in the death match.
No. In fact,
Not as far as we know.
Charles just sent a picture of a Greta Thunberg statue that is at the University of Winchester. It says, remember, Greta says it's cold because it's not, or it's hot. It's cold because it's hot. Yep. Absolutely.
Originally, that joke that I came in with was supposed to be for Charles. It's going to be like, I was going to say, vast amounts of computing power to figure out exactly what kind of creature Charles is.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
You can still cruising from last week.
Should be Earth 2 Power Girl. Well, this is back after Crisis and before they started splitting the Earths back up again. And they had this long, convoluted history where they tried to fit everything together. That was had two beautiful prestige books drawn by George Perez, who got to draw every freaking DC character there was. Their entire IP catalog, I think, was in those two prestige books, the history of DC.
I'm probably missing 80 years of history here, but why is that dog and that cat looking at each other? Why do they understand what's going on?
The dog's Crypto, the cat's Streaky. They're both super-powered
Streaky.
Kryptonian animals.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. So they can understand.
probably. They're both part of the Legion of Super Pets.
Oh my god! No wonder I don't pick comics up. The Legion of Super Pets, my ass. My god!
Come on, Legion was phenomenal.
I'm gonna go and lie down.
It's a 23rd century group of kids that the requirement to be in the club is you had to have your own unique superpower.
And a pet.
What a cat!
Well, that was different. That was their mascots. There was a whole set of substitute legionnaires who had bad powers.
Well, what's Captain Midnight doing then? He's 300 years old at this point.
Yeah, he's just hanging around.
Good Tito.
They're all timeless. However,
dear.
the writer wants to write it. Yeah, still around.
Oh, that was a revelation. Did you see that thing about Doctor Who yesterday?
No.
Sorry, it was on the radio. It was on a radio show. I don't know the names, but who's the woman who played the sidekick who said bothered in the other series that was rubbish?
Oh, yeah. Tate.
Yeah, she was on, and she said that when she got the gig for Doctor Who, she'd never seen an episode. She didn't know what it was, and she didn't want to do it.
No.
So she did it.
Yeah, for the money, as you do.
Yeah, but at least she was being honest.
She did it because she didn't want to do it.
Yeah. She'd rather have done Hamlet or something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Which companion is this?
I don't know.
Donna
the name.
Noble.
Donna?
Catherine
okay.
Tate.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But
I thought
I welcomed her honesty.
Yes.
I thought she asked to be part of the show because she loved it so much.
Well, that's not what she said
No,
yesterday on the radio.
I don't think she was a fan of the show prior to it. No.
Wow.
And Tom Baker just turned 90, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he looks 90.
God
He
bless
did.
him.
He look, I had to look twice.
Yeah.
I
But,
thought that guy looks like an old Tom Baker, and it was. Because you still think he's 50, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always still think of him the way he was.
He'll be eternal, though.
Yeah.
Everybody our age will see him as the Doctor.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He was the Doctor.
I was surprised to learn a little bit off topic there, but not exactly. That Patrick Stewart wasn't a fan of Star Trek.
No.
No, he wasn't. No, he was just he was a big Shakespearean actor, wasn't he?
Thespian, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a right thespian. Yeah, and of course we all know that science fiction isn't proper acting. So,
Yeah.
Ooh.
But when you've not had a job for 4 years,
Yeah, you get the suit on and start saying, "Beam me up, Scotty." Yeah,
You're even willing to try out in a wig to pay.
yeah.
Did he?
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't like
him in a
him
wig.
being bald because they figured nobody in the future would be bald.
But you got to remember as well, they were this was the comeback, wasn't it? This was the comeback series after the original series. So
Right.
Picard was extremely different to Kirk.
Yeah.
And execs are going to be execs. Do you think he could wear a wig?
See, when that first came on, I didn't like it for a few weeks.
No,
but
I wasn't. No.
And then I obviously made the switch in my head that it wasn't Spock and it wasn't Captain Kirk.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it worked,
Yeah. Well, it was the first series wasn't great.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it did sort of get into its stride, and I really enjoyed it. So, but not at the time. I actually ended up seeing it on reruns on Sky One or whatever it was back in the early 90s.
I think,
and then I picked up the series.
I think it found its feet when Riker grew a beard.
Yeah.
The second season on. Yeah.
Yeah, because he looked a bit like Captain Kirk, didn't he?
Yeah.
The handsome captain thing. I know he's not a captain, but you know what I mean. But when he got his beard, he started the character changed, and he became its own thing. That's
well, he was the Kirk. He was the Kirk character. He was the action, wasn't he? Whereas Picard was more seminal. So
look at that! Look at that! It looks like is it Ray? Is it Ralston? My favorite Martian, whatever it's called. Is it Ralston? Somebody Ralston.
Yeah.
That's
just so wrong.
Did you see the
look on his face? Go on.
Did you see the skit where he was on a talk show, Patrick Stewart, and he's talked about how they wanted him to give him a French accent at first, right?
Yeah,
he tried it out, and he's just like the Star Trek Enterprise.
No.
Did he say frogs have bottoms?
It's probably doing a French accent like Pedro does.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Dispatch the white flags immediately.
Yeah. It blows them to little pissers.
It was. I have shattered myself.
Oh God.
Jose Garcia Lopez here doing Middlemen. Look at that panel. That's a great panel. Love that.
Is that green guy full of
shit?
Oh, we call it pop soda.
Yeah, that's chemo.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bunch of leftover chemicals that they threw together, and then he animated himself. Yeah.
Okay. Nice artwork, though. That's Garcia fella, isn't it? Garcia Lopez.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's kind of like quasi in between the Supergirl stuff and traditional, and it's like a little.
Well, he is.
Are we talking about the?
Go ahead.
Men, the metal men.
Yeah.
The artwork on the metal men. That's like you can see. I don't see Bolland in there.
I see a lot of George Perez in there as well.
And Perez, yeah.
He did the style guide book for DC in the 80s. All of the advertising, all of the clip art pictures were all Jose Garcia Lopez. Yeah.
Even a little Alan Davis.
Yeah.
That hand at the end, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's coloured that, Randy? That metal man? Does it say?
A metal man.
Lettered by Kenny Lopez, Trish Mulville.
Right. I like the last. I like the colouring on
Mulva
that.
Hill. Yeah, Mulva
On
Hill.
the orange guy on the last panel. Don't know his name.
Mercury here.
Yeah, I like the
Orange.
shading on that drawing.
He was always the hothead of the group.
Right.
It's actually really nice. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
It is good. Yeah, he's one of the best, isn't he? Garcia Lopez. He really
Clean and beautiful.
Yeah,
And-
like you're saying about Bolland, it's that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Patricia at this point's got about, I would think, a decade's worth of experience. She did all of the coloring on Burns' Wonder Woman.
Right.
So she's experienced colorist. I don't know what she's doing anymore.
She's probably got a real job now.
Who knows?
Yeah.
This is the manga one, isn't this Wonder Woman? It's
Wonder
manga-ish.
Looks like a YA novel. A lot of the modern YA novels that DC kicks out has artwork very similar to this.
Right.
For
The
some
lights-
reason, they think it's the hip new, attract the kids stuff.
I like the way the lights have gone out in that panel on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the lights have shorted.
I think they're looking at a view screen. Maybe an emergency ink job by Vince Coletta.
Yeah, from the grave. He's even doing it from the grave.
From the
Good old-
grave.
Good old Vinny. I think I'll start a Facebook page. We love Vinny. see how many people get on that.
Think of the sarcastic wit that would be there.
Yeah.
It'd have to be Vinny C. We love Vinny C.
Yeah, I'll do a silhouette of him,
Yeah.
Everything
There
that's
you go.
posted has to be a silhouette.
Then you start posting all of the pages that he did on Thor.
Hey,
Anyway.
speaking of Facebook, can people make you an admin without you knowing?
Yeah, I'm afraid
Because
so.
I keep getting these things saying you've not been on this page, and I didn't know I was an admin of it. You know, what I mean? Didn't even know
I
was on it.
don't think you can be made an admin without knowing. You can be requested to be made an admin.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
don't remember saying yes to.
I don't know why people would make me an admin of anything if I don't know them.
The aggravating
Exactly.
thing for me is they've admitted me on a couple of pages that I don't want to be a part of at all, and I can't even remove myself from the page. So I
Because
just
you're
have
an
to
admin.
ignore it. Yeah.
Fucking
Just
hell.
ignore
They made me a moderator for the Comicsgate community without asking me.
Really?
On Twitter. Yeah.
Oh,
dear.
And
wow.
I didn't ask for it. Nobody talked to me. I'm just suddenly a mod. I'm like, okay.
That's a bit scary, isn't it?
Well, I think they just made them pages for Twitter, right? Didn't they?
Yeah, they had to remake it because of the yellow fat flash guy deleted.
Yellow fat. Yeah. Yellow flash. Decided
Flash,
to tear
yeah.
those pages out, and somebody had to go through and rebuild them. So that whiskey guy, I bet he'd make a good moderator. Poink. There you are.
Yeah, I'm like one of like 30 or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. David in the house. David, hope you're doing well.
Hello, David.
Looking at Wednesday comics. We're
Oh,
at
Sergeant
Gilbert.
Rock. This is the best one, the Sergeant Rock one.
Is he not getting beaten up anymore?
No,
No,
right
he's-
here in the last panel, he's still getting a
Ooh, you get a
gun
rifle
butt to the head.
foot in your face. You know about that, wouldn't you? Mind you, he wouldn't because his head must be swimming anyway. So.
Oh God, joke, Hubert. Every time.
I bet he did that in the morning,
Yeah, he just like knocked it out.
I bet they were going out to the shop and his wife said, "Oh, by the way, did you do that?" Oh, I'll be 10 minutes. And I'm not putting him down when I say that, folks.
No, he's just a bloody genius.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Gorgeous stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
He probably sat and did all of these at once.
Yeah.
Just said,
yeah,
"That
he probably
job's
did,
done."
didn't he?
There we are.
Yeah, see you later.
About maybe a week or so at most.
Wow.
Had himself a good time, enjoyed himself. A little extra here, a little bit there. That's a great panel, though.
It's
Yeah.
again, it's that confidence and experience, and it creates speed.
Comes
Just-
with decades in the business.
Yeah.
Multiple decades. Probably 50, 60 years
yeah, just too good.
since the 30s. So it'd be 70. He was probably 80 years in the business.
Mm.
Wow.
That's why he's got the school.
Fabulous.
The dude's been hit in the head way too many times to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Sergeant Rock, though.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
I saw a really good fight last night. I saw a clip from Reacher, the second series.
Oh, don't spoil it.
I've seen the first series and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And the second series, I just saw it was literally just a clip of a fight,
Mm-hmm.
and he had some other people with him, but it was what a fight! Broken limbs and everything. It was really good, really realistic. It was, for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, fights aren't choreographed like that; they're very messy. But but it was really good, really good.
Cinemax for a while had like 3 or 4 seasons of it literally I looked at it as like a male-oriented soap opera. The lead macho guy, and every episode, it was like Sons of Anarchy. Every episode had a piece of just incredible violence in it. That even if you were desensitized by seeing all of these action films, you still go, holy crap.
He did this one move, which I thought was incredible. He'd like block this guy and put his arm to one side and held it, and he nutted it. He headbutted the elbow, so he broke the guy's arm with his head. It was absolutely superb. It was really funny.
Yeah.
I said last week that actor should play Captain America.
Wouldn't he be good as Captain America?
Yeah. Reacher season 2 is very good, especially towards the last 2 episodes, and you all should check out Banshee. Yeah, that's the name of the show I was talking about.
Banshee. I'll see if I can find it.
Yep.
Okay.
It was very adult, and it was very male oriented, and very much like a soap opera. The guy comes wandering into town, and there's also very much like the first season of Reacher. There's a lot of shit that's going on, and he's a lot more of a nefarious character. The Banshee character is. He's a lot more of an antagonist than anything. And the Warrior as well. Bruce Lee's daughter, creators of Banshee. Oh, there you go.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. There's one scene where he takes out an MMA fighter. This guy does. And he ends up breaking his arm to the point of having the bone stick out.
Yeah.
And it's just the effects on it are good enough to make you wince when you see it. It's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Kind of like a car crash. It's just it's actor don't look away.
Gotta look. Yeah.
That Hawkman page looks like a Sunday page in 2 tiers, doesn't it?
Kyle Baker at work here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I want to draw a dinosaur. There you go.
I love that bloke at the end who's going to whack it in the nose with that mace thing.
That's Hawkman without his wings.
Yeah. Oh right, the way he's just coming off the ground.
Yeah.
And he's going to swing that thing around its nose. He's off the ground as well, isn't it? The dinosaur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Hawkman keep taking his wings off?
Yeah, what's that all about?
It's all part of the same story. He probably lost them.
How could you lose those?
They come off his back. They're all fake wings. He's got the first Hawkman had an anti-gravity belt. This one, I guess, just flies with his wings, and he lost.
So he didn't need the wings then.
Technically, no, but
they're like Batman's costume.
Yeah,
I suppose it's an impression.
Didn't
I'd
Joe
imagine
Kubert,
Kyle just got tired of drawing the wings. Guess what? He loses them. Boom. There we are.
Did Joe Kubert used to draw Hawkman?
Yes, he did.
I mean, if you had an anti-gravity belt, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be balanced up there. You're just kind of flailing about. Maybe the wings stabilize them.
Could be.
But then again, it's sci-fi. You can just make it stabilizing anti-gravity belt. So
Too much thought for me.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused now.
Great shot of the demon here. Little goofy leg, but other than that, nice style. Interesting look.
Goofy.
He's always looked like he's a fantastic character, but he's always looked weird without the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is he running around in lycra shorts?
See, I'm
That's
not sure
funny.
about the artwork of him. If you look at the girl at the top, that's very Brian Bolland and George Perez.
Yeah.
You know, that those eyes.
Mm,
And then he's a real cartoon, isn't he?
quite stylistic.
And
Yeah.
she's
And then
not.
and then at the bottom as well, the woman at the bottom's quite styled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured out why he's got basically because he's from hell, right? It's hot down there.
Yeah.
Well, not for him.
Not for
He's
him.
used to
though.
it. It's,
He's used
it's
to it.
like going to Spain. Go to Spain in the autumn or in the spring, and you're
Mhm.
wandering around in your shorts and your t-shirt, and everybody there's in UGG boots,
Yeah.
with big
Jeans. Yeah.
because they're like, oh, it's freezing. It's like, it's not. It's 23. What are you talking about? This is great. It's like, oh no, it's a bit chilly.
So you're saying he's Canadian.
Yeah, it's probably Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back about Banshee. Yes, it is great. The Albino too is a great storyline. Oh yeah, yep. There's a lot of good things about that show. Really,
well-
literally made for Cinemax, though. That's the exact type of show they were looking for.
That's the only kind of show I want to watch.
Hey, old David. Yeah.
I'm not interested in anything else.
If I remember it correctly, it kind of falls off in the third season, but the first two are just amazing. First one especially is really good. First season. But anyway, Hawkman. That's Wednesday Comics number 9.
Well,
Wow.
On to Wednesday Comics 10 here. Sergeant Rock gets the feature hoop.
Look at that. Fantastic.
Nice.
It's psycho, isn't it? Look at the house and the stairs.
It's a great shot.
I like her shadow on the floor.
Mm.
That's really
Yeah.
clever.
Real nice. Good establishing shot. Nice angle to keep everybody interested. Keep things interesting.
a huge fan of that third panel, I guess,
Here.
when he's coming up the stairs. It's probably, I'm not sure. What do you think? Is it accurate or it looks kind of.
Yeah, the
Look,
body looks kind of janky.
the way his leg is, it looks like he's John Travolta coming up the
Yeah,
stairs.
it looks
doesn't
like he's having a dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Night fever, night fever.
It's funny when people sing things, you realise how good the original was.
Oh yeah. I'm awful. I take great pride in being that bad.
So you should.
Thank you.
I find it's
Taste the biscuit.
I woke up. I watched the whole thing yesterday. It was a mistake. I never woke up with that in my head this morning. No, it's just come back.
That's an
Oh, my
earworm.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Taste the biscuit.
have you seen the beginning of the video when he throws that sandwich at that girl? Have you seen it?
No.
No.
Right at the beginning, they're sitting there pissed off for some reason, and the guy's playing the Casio thing. He's got his head in his hands, and this girl comes up to him with his sandwich, like a Subway, big long sandwich, half eaten, and she says, "Do you want my sandwich?" And he rips it off and he throws it at her and says, "I'm not homeless." And then they go in that store and start singing. It's worth it just for that.
Jeez.
So, as a,
Sounds
I was-
like I need to do more clipping. Oh,
Yeah. Go ahead,
I was thinking about Russ doing singing all the time and stuff, and I found it astounding that everybody I know that plays music and sings and does performance and stuff, they never just sing in public. But everybody that doesn't play music at all, they sing all the time.
That's because we got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
If we're really bad, what the hell? Doesn't matter. We're not going to lose out.
Who's the artist on Superman?
Barbara Sciardo is the colorist,
Is it Lee?
Bermejo.
Right.
Bermejo, it looks like.
So that guy's done pencils and inks, and then she's coloured it over the top.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
Wow, what a job!
Yeah.
John Arcudi is the writer.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Dead Man. It is a lot of Dead Man has a lot of action in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Dead Man's a fun strip. Anyway, one of DC's, I think, most underrated characters.
Did Kubert draw that one as well?
No, it's
Adams
Neil
is
Adams,
really
sorry, wasn't it? Yeah.
it's really known for having a run on Dead Man. Yeah.
Neil Adams, it's a similar style, isn't it?
He really got to play around with it. They DC didn't have a lot of faith in it. I don't think that's why Adams took the job. They left him alone. He did all sorts of weird page layouts on it and everything.
He did. He went bonkers on it, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a video on YouTube. You've probably seen it of Neil Adams. There's a lot of them, and he's showing you how to hold your brush. And I thought, how patronising is that? Showing you how to hold something. You hold it the way you hold it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get across how you can control the brush. If it's the video that I've seen,
well,
and apparently, I could have this completely wrong, but the way that we hold a brush with our first finger on top is not the way necessarily they're taught to hold a brush overseas.
So he's telling us that we're wrong because we're shown the wrong way.
No, we're right, as in the way that you and I hold a brush, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the people that he was showing holding a brush, they weren't holding it like that. They were holding it in I can't remember the cockeyed way they were holding it, but they were holding it in a weird way, and it meant that they didn't have the same control. And then he was saying something that he did say that you should think about doing is think about using your shoulder rather than your hand.
Yeah, I can understand
that. Obviously, that doesn't work when you're in rendering and stuff. But even if you just think about using your shoulder, if you're just you're doing like tight stuff, and you just think about it from the shoulder down, it's amazing what an effect it will get. So yeah, I think in all fairness to him, they were holding it in a cockeyed way that meant that they just didn't have the same control. I mean, I agree with you. Like, people should just be able to do, it's not about, there's no right way. It's like, just do it, make it happen. But what he was trying to do was the way that he was doing it.
Can we zoom into to see the two different things?
I don't know. I don't know where the video is. I'm just saying what I think he was trying to get across. I may have it completely wrong.
He comes over a bit big-headed to me, though.
He can do that. I met him a couple of times, and he was a bit. He had a big ego.
Yeah.
He had a big ego.
All depends upon the day how you caught him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I met him twice, and he was two different people, I must say.
Yep. Not unusual. Everybody's got a different Neil Adams story.
Yeah.
But anybody who saw him critique anyone, especially anybody he cared about, he just went in and eviscerated them.
Yeah, he'd ruin them. Yeah.
Especially if he thought they had talent.
Yeah.
He'd just go in and berate the shit out of them.
Why?
You call that an ear? That ain't an ear. This is how you draw an ear. That kind of thing.
Well, there's a civil way to do that. Then there's like a, Neil Adams.
Well, you knew at that when he was alive that you didn't take your portfolio up to him unless you wanted that kind of treatment. If you want to learn, you have to get your work critiqued, and who better to critique your work than somebody that was in the business like Neil was and had the reputation he did.
The thing is, if people with those kind of reputations, with those kind of obvious genius, they're probably the only people that can be harsh with you.
Yeah.
Because those people that are good artists, still good, but aren't the standard of, say, I don't know, Neil Adams, you could listen to what they say and maybe in some ways sort of go, yeah, but maybe I know better than that. But,
It's a little
if
bit of
if John
sadistic pleasure.
if John Buscema said to me, "Don't ever draw a nose like that ever again," I bloody wouldn't.
Yeah. There's a certain level of sadistic pleasure in it too.
Yeah,
What I find
Bringing
what I
an
find-
artist to tears. Yeah.
What I find funny is the newer generation of people. They can't have any negative criticism at all. You have to dance around the subject about criticizing them, and
well, that's why they're taking so long to learn.
Exactly, and you see them because I do critiques of 3D art and a Discord with thousands of other 3D artists, and I go to town on their work, but I'm civil about it, right? But occasionally the newer generation pops in and they bring out the waterworks and the tears and how offensive I am, and I'm dead center, middle of the road. I couldn't imagine how they would they just probably jump off a building if Neil Adams gave him a critique, or Toth or somebody else.
Well, they best do it and decrease the surplus population of comic artists.
Toth was the same way. He wouldn't do conventions just because he was so grumpy. But the people he talked to, there's a big blog up there by Steve Rude, where Steve Rude sent him a Johnny Quest story to Alex Toth, and he ripped it to shreds. And he said it was the best lesson in drawing he ever had. So he posted it along with all of Alex's notes online to show people. And it was basically like that. Why did you do this for? This isn't necessary. You should have done it this, and this. That kind of thing.
I was on the McFarlane forum, actually, the Discord there too, and I posted a thing about how mediocrity, or positive affirmation about mediocrity, can hurt you more than an honest critique. Then half the server freaked out, wanted to get me kicked out. They tried to get the mods to ban me, and I'm like,
because you said something they didn't like.
Exactly, right? And it's just look where you are.
Yeah, carry on.
I don't deal with Discord. Yeah.
No, piss off, all of you. Get yourself a life.
David said Banshee ran 4 seasons. Last season was great. Anthony Starr is also in The Boys. LOL. Neil Adams. Yep. Dave Brinks in the house. Good morning. Genuine Comics, Dave. Everybody.
Now there's a genuine master at work, or a master in the making, I would say.
There we are.
Because he would never. Yeah, he creates some great comics. He's got great artists working with him. He's got great characters. Genuine Comics, we salute you.
Living up to their name. Yeah.
And Dave has definitely inspired me in how to fix some of the way I present comics, just by how he introduced the characters in this first book. Just
really
right
good
to the
stuff.
action.
Yeah, really good stuff.
Suddenly,
it's one of the few sets of comics that I've been independent comics that I've actually stayed with. I've kept buying it because it's that good.
Suddenly, a much more domestic Metamorpho layout. Very straightforward.
Yeah, nicely drawn.
Yeah. Mike Allred.
And then we're back to the Ben 10 stuff.
Ben 10 Titans. A little faded on the coloring. Maybe a dream sequence here.
It's a weird style.
Yeah. Needs a little thicker line work here and there. Like that really stands out because of the blacks up against the whites.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see it pre-pressed, like we said on the first issue.
Yeah.
But it does lose a lot, which is a shame.
Not a bad panel there, though. Up along the top. Once you look at it.
It's kind of sort of almost like the style is slightly different as well, but the coloring, I guess, or how they do set it up there is similar to Samurai Jack, the cartoon.
Yeah.
But it looks almost like a 90s video game.
Yeah, there's no depth, is there? There's no depth.
Not a lot, no. Sean Galloway there. The artist.
Hmm.
I don't know what he went on to do.
I'm sure he doesn't
God.
give a shit. I think.
I'm sure he's doing a lot of modern YA novels.
He's
Yeah.
probably doing advertising or something.
A little bit of pulp craziness.
Bit of Steranko.
Advertising? No. AI does that now.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a weird looking spaceship or
It is.
space station.
It's like a boon.
It does, in a way, yeah.
Mm.
So remember that time in the Fantastic Four where they had the spaceship that was designed off of a curling iron?
No.
Yeah, John Byrne. And during Byrne's Fantastic Four run, you look at it and go, "That's a curling iron."
I
That's kind of funny.
I guess it's better than the loaf of bread they used for this one.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, pretty much. Kind of looks like a weird weight, hand weight. Grab it in the middle.
This is why I designed some of the 3D elements for the stuff I do so we can avoid loaves of bread.
That sun looks like it's just dripping, doesn't it? Rather than, you know what I mean? It's just like it's dripping.
Oh yeah.
She's about to be shot. Continued next issue.
Well, she's a Supergirl. She won't hurt her, will it?
Never know.
Yeah. Shot with what?
Green
Sort of.
kryptonite.
Some sort of gun here.
Strange.
Yeah.
It's just flat, though, isn't it?
Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. Here.
Yeah.
Paul Mounts doing the colors. John Hill. I don't know if they switched talent in midstream or what. Probably not. They've probably been doing it this whole time.
Spend a lot of effort making sure you don't see her butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, that would have been about 10 years before this. Continuity Studios would have had her butt right in the camera all the time.
Yep.
Ms.
Check out my butt.
Ms. Mystic. Look it up. Anyway. Great stuff. More camo here in the Metal Men. Nice shot.
Look at that pose there. Very gay, isn't it?
Here.
Okay.
Thought he was standing making a stand there. Taking
I don't think it's gay. I think it's.
Spit at me if you want.
I think it's maybe quite theatrical.
Go and watch some George Michael videos in Wham and you'll know what I mean.
You're inferring that George Michael was gay.
He's
been
told me
gay since
he said he was, so I presume he was.
Just kidding.
George Michael, he's
what are you saying, Whiskey?
I said you're correct because, like, you can do an A pose to assert dominance, but that isn't it.
Of course.
Is it the lack of knees? I don't know.
You could break out into song at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. You can do tap dance across the stage like river dance.
Before you go.
There you are.
Fair enough.
Well, got Platinum's affection, but she was always in love with him anyway.
Goodbye, Will. Oh, dear. It's funny. Look, sorry, is that the big guy? Is he a baddie? The green guy, is he bad?
Oh yeah, he's evil.
He don't look very menacing, does he? He just sort of squats there and stands up, and then they wrap him up, and that's it.
Yeah, they try to make him look.
What was he going to do?
Mormon, he's going to spit chemicals at him. Is what he does.
Well, why don't he do that? He's not covered his mouth.
I don't know.
That's unpleasant, isn't it? Going around spitting at people.
It's chemicals.
What are you saying, Whiskey?
I was saying in the next panel, the middle image where Wonder Woman looks like she's on a stripper. Is a weird pose.
What? Oh, no.
Right here. Doing
She's
that
just
Jack
got off
Davis
the pole.
Yeah,
bottom
Yeah.
of the foot look.
She's just fallen off the pole.
She's just fallen off the pole.
watch
a
me
mighty,
make this
mighty big
gun
foot for her.
disappear.
Jackpot. Yeah.
Randy missed the bell again.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I like the way on the previous, on the Metal Men, the way the panel's going off the page at the bottom there with the car and everything.
Yeah.
That's quite a nice.
Platinum's getting ready to sacrifice herself. That's why she's kissing Magnus.
Again.
Again, yeah.
That happens a lot.
Well, they're all metal men. They don't feel it.
And a metal woman.
Metal woman.
Whoa, man.
That'd be a weird relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to think about it, no.
Oh, in the comic, they have Doc Magnus go insane at least once. So, he's
Fair
not-
Is that
he's
is
not
that
all
Harley
dead.
Quinn in the middle of the Wonder Woman page, right in the dead center?
Here?
Is that Harley Quinn?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
It's a little bit before that,
Right.
just as they were bringing her in, I think, right around this time. Looks like an evil Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Very strange.
Kind of ruined that character, didn't they?
Yeah.
Harley
On the-
Quinn.
Who,
On the
Wonder
rest.
Woman? Or Harley Quinn? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. yeah.
I'd say they
They
ruined
walked
it.
all over that character.
There isn't a character alive they haven't ruined yet.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah.
That one gets a bell
Pretty much done everybody, haven't they?
on purpose.
Which is why we're making our own.
So true.
It's actually
Well, Sorry, go ahead.
it's surprising the amount of comics and creatives now that are just making comics out of sheer disgust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of what people have done to the things that they loved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flash here is all one page. Very interesting layout here.
Yeah. Oh, look at that knife going through that guard. Oh my god. And Sergeant Rock at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. That's a yeah. Wow.
Deed.
Wow.
I love the it's
Spoils of war.
it's the way that he has these fine lines and yet still conveys weight.
Yeah.
Just absolutely bloody wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. And the lighting as well from the guy with the cigarette with the knife. The lighting from his lighter and on his helmet. It's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just enough too, right? There's no like blood splatter or nonsense.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
just exactly what it needs to be.
Written
My-
by Adam, drawn by Joe. So it's father and son.
Right.
I think that's the nicest of all the Flash strips we've seen so far. There, I like it.
I really like that panel layout because I was been trying to figure out because I wanted a specific look for my comic about the panels being square or rectangular, and that kind of gives me an idea how to get some dynamics in there.
Should look at Neil Adams' Dead Man
Yeah.
stuff here real soon. I've got that run and a nice prestige format reprint that they did. Demon again.
Put on some pants, you hippie.
Look at
That
that.
whole
After that guy was swinging that mace at that dinosaur, he just goes bonk.
Yeah.
That deserves a
Bonk.
huge. It deserves a huge thwack, doesn't it? Not bonk.
what's the hell?
At least do it bigger. You know.
It whomped him back though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he's whacked it across the mush with it. With that, it says bonk,
Yeah.
and on the next panel it says.
They're
They're
really,
going crazy, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
they're really bad sound effects.
He's got a bloody nose.
It's not a flabadap.
No, it's just somebody's typeset that over the top.
Yeah.
That's
Bonk.
not proper.
It's like put some sound effects on this, whatever you want. So they put bonk instead of thwack.
Bonk.
And it's going
I think it would have been, I mean, I like cringy sound effects, but I think it might look better if you didn't put any sound effect on at all.
Yeah.
Those.
You should put some. I'd have put some force lines on it, if you know what I mean. Lines going towards it. But there we go. What do I know about anything?
Yeah, what do we know? We don't.
I'm looking at his work. He's not looking at mine.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's one thing I do kind of like about it is the dinosaur almost looks like a figurine from you'd find in a dollar store. Or
When was what was the date on this?
2009.
Is he?
I wonder if it's a really early version of Poser that they're using.
Don't know.
Because
Might have been.
just the way that the way that the Hawkman figure looked in the last issue, and then also the way he looks in that 1, 2, oh what 1, 2, 3, no, directly underneath where you were pointing.
Oh, here?
Yeah, that's a bit weird as well.
Looks like he's picking his nose.
It does.
Because Poser was starting to become a thing then.
Well, Poser? What is that?
Oh, yeah. Poser is a 3D program for posing people. Literally, that was all it was for.
Could have been using photo reference there.
Yeah.
It's
just the way that it's just the way that it's bent round. That's all.
Yeah.
Just a bit weird.
I think they're using what kicked that off. Me thinking that was Whiskey saying that about the Tyrannosaurus Rex, because it almost looks like it's a bit static.
Yeah.
A bit weird.
Almost looks like a hologram. He doesn't quite fit the background.
Something a bit odd about it.
Yeah.
I think they used like actual photographs and just pasted it in and then drew over top. Because look at the dinosaur in the first three panels versus the one at the end.
Yeah.
It's a completely different drawing.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure he's 12 feet tall, that guy, and he's carnivore. And if you hit him in the face and he survives, I think he'd do more than.
That would have been a chomp.
It would have been chomp. Yeah. Gulp.
With a pair
chomp.
of feet sticking out the end of his mouth. Yeah. Especially if you hurt him.
Next life, Hawkman.
Forgot your wings, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how you spell that, but it sounded good.
Yeah. Wham. Womp.
Womp. Chomp.
Next week, Dead Hawkman. Yeah.
Nowadays, for 3D, what they do is have essentially you can just use a webcam, and then an AI algorithm tracks you and then transfers that to basically like the old mocap stuff, but you don't need any of the old mocap stuff anymore. So you can basically animate anything from your bedroom now.
Yeah.
Or living room or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Where's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, do you really want to get in a green suit and a green screen and put little balls?
No, I like 2D animation. So I'd want someone to draw it from frame to frame.
It'd take forever.
Yeah. That's what they used to do. That's why it was fantastic, because you knew it had been created by a person, and
then rotoscoping comes along and
I didn't like rotoscoping. I don't actually like rotoscoping.
You don't like that? You don't like?
I think it looks exact. I think no, I like it. It's colourful, but It's like it looks exactly what it is. It looks like somebody's traced over the top of film.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So it doesn't look like I mean, if you go back and look at, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty or Snow White or any of that kind of stuff, and it's like they were heavily referenced. They did a lot of reference work. They knew how the body worked and what have you, and they did pretty much like a lot of the comic book artists that I love. They extended and stretched and pushed and put feeling and soul into it. And that's why those films will last forever, or as long as there's a human race anyway, because they were just so beautiful. They were a thing of beauty. There were things made by souls, not by AI, not by computer techniques. Don't get me wrong, computer techniques are fine for whatever you might use a tool for. And I draw with computers and all the rest of it, and it's great. But the things that are really masterful have a human touch to them, no matter what. That's my opinion, anyway.
A little bit of Sin City here.
I think that the most important most important word of description in AI is artificial.
Yeah. Nice lips.
That's what she said.
It's obviously there to brighten up the place and to jump out a window.
So, is she shooting at Batman? Is that the story there?
Either that or the window that she just jumped through.
Yeah, she's fired at the window to break it so she don't bounce back off it.
Oh, okay. I think it makes sense.
There's some weird faces in that. Who drew this?
Wouldn't Batman know that she's pulling out a gun and...
This is Russo. Azulo and Russo.
Strange writing. I mean, it's a cool scene, but like, it's Batman.
That's one of the problems of today's artwork. It looks great, but it doesn't really do anything.
A little too tight on the camera here. Show it what's going on.
In the distance too, like if even by the time she had the gun to pull the trigger, again, you'd have a batarang or a cape or something.
Stands there looking befuddled.
Yeah, it's weird.
What's going on? What are you going to do with that gun?
I mean, like at that distance, if I was playing like a FPS game, if the guy hadn't got his sights on me already, I would have charged him and used melee or something.
We just got done taking care of these two dogs. So.
Yeah.
Last week. Here's that page that Charles loves. And the Commandy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wonderful art, this.
It's great stuff.
I'm not really at all familiar with the series, but the way it's presented here looks very nice.
He's the last boy on Earth. Another one of those properties, Kirby starts and everybody else just comes in and walks all over.
Yeah, and so ruins it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not have a clue.
OMAC was like that. Demon kind of like that. New Gods definitely like that. Nobody knows how to do New Gods in Kirby. Everybody tries, they just can't quite do it. Simonson, I think, is the closest. But he did a lot of Thor, so.
And they really have tried hard to ruin it.
They really have.
At least that's what it comes across like.
Yeah.
Before you turn that page, Randy is just going to comment that the last page of the Superman there, he kind of looks a little bit like Russ from Friends.
Ross, yeah.
Ross, yeah.
Is that
we were on a break.
You made me doubt it. You made me reject them. Reject Come on, Pa, even Lois. Oh my God, Lois.
Why is his costume ripped? I thought it was super like him.
No, it can be torn up.
I
Yeah,
guess
he
he
said
sews it back together.
It's a super claws. Yeah.
Kurt Swan never drew it torn.
No. He could always repair it with his heat vision, I would imagine.
Well, Kurt isn't here.
There you
I
are.
thought it was blue as well, not grey.
Simonson's Starlin Cosmic Odyssey with Mignola is great. Yeah.
I think it's also part of the because of the fading of the paper or whatever. It'd probably look a little more blue if you
No, not that
like
much.
a different thing. Yeah, true though. I don't mind subtle color, pastelish subtle colors when it's done well. If the whole thing is in that kind of tone, but yeah,
That's not quite my idea of Superman. You know, that's
No.
kind of like Man of Steel, Superman here. A little muted and degraded's not the right word, but everything looks dingy to me.
But I think often when you go for this, like the more realistic that something tries to be, the further away from the core of superheroes you get.
Yeah, I think so too.
You can get away with being gritty with Batman, and that's about it.
Well, there's a whole
then-
group of detective characters
but then-
like Question and
Exactly, but then Batman
Yeah.
isn't a superhero.
Green Arrow. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think that's part of the problem is the fact that because people think they can just this looks nice and and we'll just have a looking like this. That's what's wrong with comics. That to me, that's not Superman because his costume isn't grey or purple or whatever color it is. It's blue. You can still do the subtleties of that drawing with in blue.
Yeah,
And that's the problem. People saying, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We'll just have them picking the nose all day and doing all the stuff that they're doing." And it's not the point.
No.
I don't want my Superman to have ripped clothes on.
well, I think what they were trying to do with this one is make it look sort of like looking at old film reels or something with muted colors, like the
It
whole.
can still be blue.
Yeah, that's I agree, and I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying is I think that what they were trying to do was make it the appearance of looking at something old, right, instead of something like you would visually see.
I wouldn't be surprised if this had a big influence on Snyder when he did Man of Steel, because this whole color palette, this whole color tone reminds me a lot of that movie.
Yeah, which is also kind of what they were trying to do with the Snyder stuff, I think. Kind of
Yeah, that's what I
make
meant.
it feel old.
Yeah. I don't know. It was more, I think they were going for more gritty. They thought more realistic, used more browns, more gray tones, that kind of thing. Look at that. That's great.
But Glenn's right, like 100% correct.
There's just the Superman cartoon that Paul Dini did, Superman the Animated Series, I think is Superman to me. Bright, Metropolis is bright. It's a lot more in that vein, I think.
Yeah, on that Dead Man bottom tier, the second panel, it's very Steve Ditko, isn't it? With those.
Yeah.
Not the guy. Those big blobs behind him. It's very Ditko that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about the girl's face. But then again, it's more of a cartoon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's in that style.
Yeah. I think I don't like the Dead Man style, but the Green Lantern's a lot better than the Dead Man. And when you see them together, that's just my opinion. I mean,
a couple of different looks, different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm probably wrong on this again. I usually am, but I just think that was one of the successes of Marvel in the '60s when they made them more real than Archie comics, and because Archie comics are cartoons, and that's cartoony, and on the right isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like make your mind up. And I prefer on the right. If you're going to do it, it doesn't have to be exactly real, if that's the right term, but that girl's face doesn't work for me on that one. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's a bit Bruce Timm
Here.
down the bottom there.
Yeah, a little.
What does that sound effect say on the Green Lantern?
Mind your business.
Zeratacum.
They just threw everything at him. They want him dead. So
Oh,
luckily, none of that was yellow. So Green Lantern standing there with a bubble and says, "So, you about done?"
There's a lot of
Next week, Lantern kicks ass. Yeah,
it's a lot of strange words.
Zarthrakum.
Yeah, but look, like you got Tichum, Kroom, Sartic
Sarakakum.
Kroom.
Yeah.
See, sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
You're not being smart if you try and reinvent the wheel all the time.
Well, the sad thing with this too is they're using fonts,
Yes.
recognizable fonts, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not like Jim Aparo, who goes through and hand letters all of his sound effects in and inks them. There's some great stuff. I tell everybody, you want to learn how to do sound effects, go look at those old Aparo Brave and the Bolds. There's some great stuff there. Aparo could draw anything, and he could incorporate sound effects in like nobody's business. I don't think. Doesn't look laid over like this does.
Yeah.
I must say, I tried to do that.
Incorporate the sound effects.
Sound effects, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like it. I like it on the page. I mean, much like Glenn, I like to see that kind of thing on a page. I can't do the text, so I'm not even going to try to do that. But I can do sound effects and design them in with the page and with the flow of the action. And so I like to do that.
And so many artists and letterers got lazy when it comes to doing this too, because there were set up sound effects already done. My biggest one is the blam 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 that you see all over.
You see it all over.
Same typeface, same blocky style, just over and over again. So okay. Do something.
I refuse to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got that. I've had it for like 20 years. I don't think I've ever used it. There's a whole font style of different sound effects.
I wasn't going to use any sound effects in my comic until I came to a layout, and I'm like, there has to be a sound effect here.
Begging for a thwack.
You're begging for a thwack, love.
A thwud.
So when you, sorry, go ahead.
The soldier, he's drunk and he's saluting his superior, right? And he drops his halberd into the head of a zombie, right? And it just thunk, and it just had to be there.
It's this comedic as well.
Yeah.
Is this Death Maid or whatever his name is? Death Wish, Death Dart, Death Hawk.
Death Hawk.
I like the way they've run the Metamorpho logo into the artwork.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
But I think if somebody made a hammer out of concrete and hit you on the head with it, it'd be more than thwood.
It would be more of a as it got stuck into your skull.
Yeah.
Clunk, twist, snap. Yeah.
Not like a crunch or anything. Is that a Play-Doh man? Or has he just become Play-Doh after you get hit by the hammer?
Yeah.
No, I think he's a Play-Doh man.
He's turned into the Joker with that green hair.
Yeah. Well, that's the girl.
Yeah.
Metamorphet. Or whatever his name is.
And no wonder why you didn't read DC comics. Who's the guy in the middle who looks like an ant? What's he up to?
That's it. I don't know. That's the guy that if he was green, he'd be co-hosting Space Ghost from Coast to Coast.
Yeah. How
He
good
just
was
kind of
that?
pop. I don't think he's been in the other strips. He's just hello.
And is Metamorpho's head bruised, or are those kisses that she's giving him in the middle panel?
Those are kisses.
Yeah.
I think he's the lawyer. I'm 100% sure on
A
that.
lawyer. And the guy at the end, he's got no trousers on. Looks like he's got a shirt on.
Yeah,
That's why the
wrong.
lawyer's there.
He's a caveman kind of thing. That's the lawyer. The
Get
praying
your
man.
pants on. Don't turn up in front of the judge without your pants on.
Yeah. Java. That's his name, Java. Maybe you want to carry Java too.
He thinks he's that guy in the other one, doesn't he? He thinks he's that guy standing like.
He's just hoping for a ride from the cute girl, the Metamorphette.
That he is.
Yeah. That's what he says.
It's almost like that the guy in the what's the one strip where the guy was in the box and he's like, "What didn't box for?"
Because he can be.
Yeah.
What was that Basil's work or Wolverton?
Yeah. Basil.
Yeah.
Basil.
There's a crazy silhouette hand there. Oh, it's not over yet. We still have one more week to go. Yeah. To be concluded. Space Mandrills. Here we are. Paul Pope.
That baboon looks concerned.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Supergirl gets shot up and she's all desperate, and then her pets are coming to save her.
Oh, woof.
Don't screw with crypto. He said last week, the last week's when they showed that spaceship, it looked like a bone. That was probably for a reason. Here comes crypto. My goodness. I felt that. Boom. My mind is swimming. Can't focus. And then, oh no, here come the pets.
God, they're feeding now.
You ever seen that movie Majestic with Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
No.
And he's just like he's like talking to Hollywood people, and they're like, "What's that? A dog to it?" And it kind of because this scene reminded me of like the John Wick movies. Like, I know it's a bit of a jump, but like I was thinking about how they just added a dog to it, and it would be a lot worse with crypto than it would be with one of a regular dog.
But the dog's a focal point of the first movie. He's the
true, but later on,
main
they
linchpin to the plot.
Yeah, but then they introduce the female with the dog, and then they have another dog in the last one. And
so the third one, he goes and rescues a dog from the pound, or does he do that at the end of the first one? Takes him home with him. Yeah, I think he loses a couple of dogs in the series.
It seems excessive. I think there should have just been one dog, and then that's all you need.
During the whole first show, like when the little kid mafia boss's kid comes up to him, and the mafia dude knows what he's done. He says, "You shot his dog. See ya." Yeah. That's you're taking away his humanity there.
No, well, one dog. You get the one dog that gets killed.
One dog.
And,
Yep.
and then the rest of the story's good.
You would think so. You know, you just got to get more dogs. Iron has turned into a vice here in Middleman.
Why?
Wow, this is gripping.
Exactly.
Karoom.
You know, it's the 11th strip. I'm kind of tired of doing all these little panels. Here we go.
It's one massive panel.
Well, he's got the whole story running here. And then
It's such a weird Wonder Woman or comic layouts. And there's like one with all the ridiculous amounts of panels and then giant panels. And then it's weird.
still not new enough to know you don't objectify women. There's a nice ass shot right there.
How can you not show people's asses when they've got tight clothes on?
You don't put them in tight clothes anymore anyway.
Oh, sod that.
Neck to ankle.
Don't care. Well, so everyone's got to like wander around in Victorian dresses. Do you know something that I have noticed is that doesn't, like, you hear a lot of, or you used to hear a lot of that on Twitter and what have you, and people get upset because there's a bit of knicker elastic showing somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you look at the front of some of the Marvel books and they're very sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
You think, well, where's the rules? Well, obviously there aren't any. It's dependent on who you are as to whether we abuse you or not.
Yep.
Well, you know, because for instance, Frank Cho's work, he likes a thick woman, and being a bit cheeky with it, and he was, piled on quite a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, quite a lot. Manara, same way.
Yeah, it's like
Manara. Yeah,
get a life.
Exactly.
But, women and men are built that way. If you like, bottom line is, some people are objectively ugly. That's just the way it is. And some people are objectively beautiful. Doesn't mean they're good or bad people. Doesn't mean anything about them. It's just the way. It's just a human form. It's like if you were to see a cat, okay, and it's sleek and it's well fed and it lots of exercise. It's like it's a beautiful cat. If you see a cat that's like 2 stone overweight because the stupid owners have been overfeeding it, you're like, oh, that poor cat. That's not right for an animal to be like that. Well, it's the same with people. You shouldn't be overfeeding yourself. You should be looking after yourself. And that's where objective beauty comes from. And it's like there's no reason why you can't celebrate it. People don't like it, don't read it.
Yep.
There's an off button on the TV, don't complain, just don't watch it. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's crap most of the time.
Yeah.
And there are places for ugly people too, right? Like
yeah.
Because you get the gritty and the ugly and the messy, and
ugly's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, well, that is diversity. That's about about taking the whole gamut in on board. But it doesn't mean that there isn't objective beauty. There is.
Quite a few ugly women making huge money over on OnlyFans for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you, but it's not my thing.
You see, the thing is, is that if you look on the Flash one and the left-hand side, that girl, I don't think there's any need to show that. The girl on the far left, on the inside, near the gutter. Yeah, look at that drawing. I don't think there's any need for that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
What? Any need for what?
Yeah.
They could have skipped that image or
No, I don't mean that. No, I'll shut up.
I don't think that's a nipple.
That's not a nipple. No, that's the top of her dress here.
I think that's just the top of her dress.
Nipple would be down in this area here. Yeah. Not farther down.
Unless it was a badly drawn nipple.
Unless you were Carmine Infantino, then it would be.
Unless she was very pert.
And looked like a banana.
Mine would be up in the air.
I think it is because
you know what I'm talking about, don't you, Russ? Yeah. Carmine's idea of a naked breast is completely different from mine.
It's completely different from reality.
It's literally bananas and oranges. It's literally that different. Bananas and melons.
There's a skit going around on YouTube or whatever where a dude is following like these girls with like a set of melons, and another guy's like, "Nice melons," and then the girls get all offended, and they goes up to the other dude and he starts talking about the melons that they're holding.
Yeah,
It's
there was
ridiculous.
a video going around where they had this buxom, well-dressed, beautiful woman standing next to the train, and the train announcer comes out, "Will the man with the luscious melons please step back?" And the girl's like looking around at the speaker, and then she steps back, and there's a guy there holding a couple of big melons. I says, "Will the person?" That's what he says. "Will the person with the big luscious melons please take a step back? Do not stand in the yellow zone." It's like, oh.
They did the same thing with a rack too, because the guy was holding like a clothes rack. He's like, "That's a hell of a rack." Girls get all offended and they look around, and then they start talking about the rack, and they just laugh.
Yeah. More Sergeant Rock here. A little revenge. Rock, are you? Says, well, what took you guys so long to get here? I've been waiting for 11 weeks. Yeah.
That's a real Cubit drawing with the head hanging down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seen that a lot.
It's great. It's the guy who does the Flash really picked up here the last few few weeks. Just kicking
Nicely done.
I love it. Yeah. Really like that.
Kind of sad we don't get to see more of that.
Yeah. One more. Back to Demon. That's what you call a bad breath moment.
It's not very good, that is it? That flame.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Very
Farewell,
stylized and
Morgaine.
lazy.
Because I really like the way he's standing there doing it. That's nicely done.
Yeah.
Good anatomy and everything.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Kirby Crackle. I know it's
No.
not probably not meant to be, but it looks like those them things from the 70s, that them blobs that go up and down in that container thing that people
Lava
have
lamps.
around. Yeah,
Lava
it looks
lamp.
like-
Yeah.
it looks
Lava
like
lamp.
that, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
With some strange other bits on in orange. Not impressed with that one.
And here in Hawkman, who comes to save the day yet again? Aquaman. Just like in the Supergirl strip.
I brought you some new wings, Hogman.
He brought you
it's
some
Aquaman. Thank God. Have you brought some fish with you?
riding
Can you
a
talk to
seahorse.
fish? Is that what you do? Talk to fish.
Alison
Oh,
says she just
Aquaman.
woke up.
He'll just
Aquaman.
drown everything, then he can talk to it.
I can
it's
talk to
underwater.
fish. Can you talk to fish if they're in the open air? Yes. Well, then why can't you just talk to all the animals as well? What's wrong with you?
They have to be
Aquaman,
underwater.
pathetic.
Definitely the most insulted super.
He should be. He's crap.
He's
Bloody Aquaman.
No
Rubbish.
appreciation. No appreciation for Aquaman.
I've never been an Aquaman fan. The
Well, look at
closest
more-
I've been to an Aquaman fan was it Fish Boy and whatever from SpongeBob SquarePants. Who's the two guys in that?
We'll look at more Aquaman next week. When we look
No,
at the
no, I don't want to see
Ramona.
Aquaman.
Ramona Fradon. Yeah. Number 12, folks. Here we go. This is it.
Boo.
You can tell it's the ending because they're all walking away in silhouette.
Is it that where the girl looking up's a real Gil Kane shot, isn't it?
Here, yeah.
Is she dead?
Walking into the sunset.
We give her a
Yeah,
kiss. What's that all
dies
about?
at the end.
What?
It's a good thing they didn't shoot. Commissioner Gordon's like, hold up, man. Let him kiss
Batman's.
her. He's dead.
Hold on, Batman. Batman's giving this dead woman a kiss.
He's
What?
got blood all over his face, too.
What? Shouldn't we do something about that?
Bruce,
No, it's okay. It's
Bruce.
Batman. Don't
Yeah.
worry. It's all good.
Yep.
No. She's dead.
Crazy looking shot there. This is a 12 issue, so all the strips end. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
As I was going to ask, and then you answered my question. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No worries.
Great shot here, though. Nice line work.
Yeah.
Real pretty. Spotted blacks there. It looks like Mark Schultz a lot to me.
Superman's off to meet Chandler.
Nice page. He's going to his tailor to get this suit sewn back up.
Going back to the coffee shop in New York.
Yeah. Calling his wife. Yeah. Beat the guys. Yeah. They won't bother us anymore. Yeah. Rip the suit a little bit, though. Got to stop by the tailors on my way home. Yeah. I'll see you in a minute.
That was the argument point in the 90s. It's like Ross went off with that other girl, and the argument was, well, he was on a break. And all the girls would go, but that's not right. It's like, no, you're on a break. Either you're on a break or you're not. If you're on a break, it's all off. If it's on a break, you're on a break. That's okay. And I was on Ross's side. But even though he was a bit of a dick. But there you go.
He's a dingus throughout the whole show.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's not someone who I would associate with.
None of them were very friendly.
No. Some were just batshit insane too.
Yep.
Oh, it's Marilyn Monroe.
Then the dead man strip, the girl blows up.
There's some big Kirby crackle there.
How many hands has she got?
Which is handy.
Yeah, multiple hands.
It's Marilyn Monroe.
Dead man says, screw this, I'm out of here. Leave.
Russ, are the winds picking up where you are? Because it's suddenly gone crazy out here.
Yeah.
You guys getting your hurricane?
All the fences will be disappearing tonight.
There's a few bits and pieces blowing around out there. Yeah.
I
don't think it's going to get really bad. Don't know.
I was saying to Randy before that on the BBC News today, they called it a gust, 80 miles an hour, amber warning, do not drive. And it's a gust.
Gusty. It's gusty.
Pretty close to a typhoon. Yeah.
Trey Gusty. I like that. It's a nice pizza. Trey Gusty.
Or we'd have high wind warnings here and everybody told to stay indoors and duck. Yeah.
We've got, it says down here that we've got 56 mile an hour winds at a maximum.
Right.
That's at 10 o'clock tonight. And then it calms off about 2 o'clock in the morning.
You start seeing cows flying, you'll know there's a problem.
Moo. It gets windy again Tuesday night, but not as bad. Then it's all off again. But you live up north, don't you, Glenn?
Yeah. Up north,
yeah, well, it might be worse for you up there.
We're having a heat wave all this week, so it'll be close to 40 degrees.
Jesus.
Fahrenheit, not centigrade.
Oh. Oh, you.
Yeah, our freezing here is 32, so yeah, so it'll be a little above freezing.
Who uses Fahrenheit? Stop it.
Michael says, really enjoying the show. Glad I caught it. Now that you remind me, Michael, I forgot to change my Facebook around. Dang it.
Too late.
We've been live this whole time.
Great success.
See that last panel where they're having a drink?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That breaks all the protocols of advertising, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
Well, apparently when you're doing these scenarios, if you never have a guy going in the bar on his own because he's a loner. Two guys are gay. Three is three friends and more. So you always have three.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that an advertising thing?
Yeah. If you're going on your own, you're a loner. Two are gay, and three is what you do because that's friends.
But what if you've only got one bloke, one mate? What?
Well, You have to get another one quick.
Just shows you how
No.
close advertising is to real life. That's all.
Yeah.
They got me questioning myself. I've been in the pub lots of times with my mate.
Yeah.
He's having a Coke anyway. He ain't having a beer unless it's a dark beer.
It's still a drink. It don't matter whether it's tea. It's still two guys together.
Also, lawmen need a rest now and again. Happy trails. Yeah.
I think of having a Guinness.
Could be.
I don't know about anybody else, but I quite like going to breakfast by myself, being a loner, just sitting there with.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of it. I'm just telling you what they do, the way they look at it.
Yeah, advertising. Yeah.
The return of the element dog. What?
As for breakfast, I eat breakfast in my own kitchen. I don't go out and spend money on some make a journey to have breakfast.
Oh, sometimes it can be nice if you have like a cooked breakfast.
I didn't say it wasn't nice. I'm just saying I don't do it.
Oh, right, okay.
I would do if I was on my holidays, of course.
Ah, yes, we see.
If I was in New York, I'd do that. But I would have a drink of coffee, you know. But
and you might have a bagel.
Probably wouldn't have a bagel, but unless I had some bacon between it.
Yeah, but bacon bagel. It's not egg and bacon bagel.
Well, I like for I don't know, when I take a day off from working, I like to go out and go to have breakfast or.
It's okay. You don't have to justify it. It's okay.
We're not. We're giving you our stories of breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's great.
What I like to do at breakfast.
The Metamorpho strip ends lamenting that there isn't a monthly Metamorpho book because then they couldn't have the return of the element dog.
Right. That's a shame, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
He's probably gone for breakfast.
Yeah.
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree there.
Well, you can tell the chef in the top right.
You tell what?
You can tell by the chef in the top right panel. He's gone for breakfast.
Yeah. He's certainly gone for breakfast, hasn't he? Look at him.
Titan strip is over, and they still haven't gotten out of their muted color stage. So, yeah. You can hardly tell what's going on in the last couple panels without the dialogue. It's never over. Okay. Look at that. It's nice.
Yeah, the reason I actually brought up breakfast earlier is because there's only two places that you should have breakfast going out. One is you don't go to like a Greasy Spoon to have breakfast. You go to a place that specifically makes breakfast all day, right? Because they know how to do it right. Or you go
that
to
would
pub.
be a Greasy Spoon, dude.
There's a science to this.
Yeah.
Hey, because like you can go to one that does like lunch hamburgers and all that stuff, but you can get like a all breakfast and only place that does they just do breakfast. Or you go to a pub because the cook there knows how to nurse a hangover, and that guy can make an egg.
I had an all-day breakfast yesterday. Well, I didn't have it all day because obviously I couldn't have kept eating all day.
It just reminds me of when Michael Douglas goes into that thing in Falling Down and he wants the breakfast and he won't serve it because it's 2 minutes past breakfast.
11. She won't serve me. Just get the gun out.
Yeah. I had that happen to me at a Burger King once.
What, you got the gun out?
I got there right at 10. I got there at 10:25. I placed my order, and about 5 minutes, actually 3 minutes later, the girl comes back and said I was too late for breakfast.
Rough.
It's not even 10:30 yet. What's your problem? So,
Jesus Christ. Computer says no.
That Burger King's no longer there. So
that's because he wouldn't serve breakfast all day.
That's right.
I love breakfast.
Nothing am I doing, I swear.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, the animals here get there in time, and so she wakes up, and they're like, "Yeah, everything's cool, everything's copacetic because we talked to these guys here, these pets." They spoke our language. They take their helmets off, and it's they're cat and dog races. So it's like,
God,
that's
I hate
cool.
that
Everything's
strip.
straightened out. You can go.
I don't like that strip.
That's why the spaceship looked like a bone.
Is she dead at the end?
No, she's flying back home. Oh, here she's crashing with the pets.
Well, why she spilled everything?
Oh, because they're
What a
she's
mess.
slob. What can I
Because she's
tell you?
out of it. There should be a
It's
needle in
a
her arm.
Yeah, she's
bone,
sleeping.
you stupid dog.
Less than 4 or 5 years later, she pops a super pimple in her bathroom anyway, and the
I know,
bathroom
it's just
explodes. So
disgusting, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
She's a average teenage girl, I guess.
That's right. With dark colors.
Yeah.
I had a couple female cousins. They horrendous.
There you go. Bones on the floor and everything. Crazy. But yeah, it had a happy ending because the aliens were dogs and cats living together.
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
That's hysteria. Onward. Doc Magnus has had enough. Whack.
Thwack.
Actually, it's a Dow. Oh, it's a pow. Right there. It's a pow. So he's going to have to remake the Metal Men again.
Oh, again?
Gold is
Must be
lamenting
bored
them.
of
He
doing
goes,
it.
after all, how can you improve on perfection?
So they all died?
It's a nice shot. Well, they weren't alive in the first place. They were just robots, dude.
Oh, okay.
AI roboted with respondometers.
That's
Look at that
Getting
little
quite
kid
deep.
that kid with the red hair on far left. It looks like a Rockwell drawing, doesn't he?
Yeah, just a nice, almost advertising piece here.
Yeah.
I like how Randy explained it. They're all AI anyways, dude.
yeah.
They have respondometers. They
Oh,
weren't.
man.
that Metal Men page is beautiful. Actually.
That happened a lot, though, in the strip. That one of them would sacrifice themselves, and Magnus would just rebuild them. It's robots.
Just
It's just the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And Wonder Woman has to get through all of that last-minute epilogue. Just panel all over again.
God.
I mean, there's obviously a bunch of talent into that going into that strip because it's not drawn bad,
Mhm.
but it's drawn bad.
Just jammed in. Yeah. It's got to make up for the last couple of weeks where he was drawing all these big panels. Oh, man, I got a lot of story yet. Here we go.
It's very girly, though, isn't it? Very pink.
Meant to be. Yeah.
What a
What do they
weird.
call that asexual lighting, bisexual lighting, something like that.
You have to buy it.
Yeah.
And they put it right beside Metal Men. Like it's just
Yeah. Nothing like contrast.
you're too straight. Here.
Yeah,
This is too masculine. There's a
that's the one, yeah. Oh, Joe Kubert trying to draw women.
Shot. Yeah. Not
Look at
bad.
that Thompson submachine gun, that detail on that gun at the end. It's fantastic, isn't it? He knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yes, he does.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Graveyard scene. It's phenomenal. It's great. Yeah, just reading comics. Late again, Alan. We'll make it start. See, it's there already. Flash.
It's great the way he's written the letter with. He must have written it with the photograph stuck on the paper. The way.
Yeah.
Giant Magda.
Nice margins.
Remember you told us
Yeah.
about your
Yeah.
long lost brother? You said something.
I think I
What
found
was his
him.
name? I think I found him. Yeah. Huh. Yep.
throwing the whole Flash thing at the end there in the comic in a newspaper print. Right?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
And like for a second, you don't even realize that you're reading it out of a newsprint either. But
Yeah.
and that's how subtle and good it is. But it's like it's on the nose as well.
It's really interesting, at least in my opinion, that it starts out, the flash strip starts out very domestic, very straightforward, all grid panels. And then over the course of the 12 weeks, it gets a lot looser and a lot
It's
crazier.
crazy.
And
Yeah.
the guy really breaks out, figures out, or not guy, but the talent really breaks out and figures out what they're doing. And then in the end, it's a comic strip. Yeah. Nice touch. You could tell they were enjoying what they were doing, having some fun once they figured out what they were doing. Jason Blood gets the girl in the end.
And then goes off to a door in space.
I thought it was Bruce Wayne and Catwoman then.
Yep. That is Selena. That's
I
Jason
think I'm.
carrying her home.
Are they
Right.
like in a different dimension or something, or what
They
is
must
that?
be, yeah, because they're, like you said, they're about ready to walk through a dimensional doorway.
It looks like a tombstone, doesn't it?
Probably back to Jason's castle. Much less fun, but so much less fun. And this could be the beginning, something far more memorable. If you play your cards right, tonight might bring out the beast in both of us.
Oh dear.
Ugh. That's just-
Selena
Terrible.
That's really hammy.
Selena getting her some. Yeah.
I think she should be carrying him in these enlightened times.
The brilliant writing of Ted Swanson. No, Ted.
Walt Simonson.
Is it Simon? Well, yeah, Walter Simonson. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Good.
well.
Clunk.
That drawing at the end looks like he forgot to do the portal, so they just stuck it on.
Yeah, it does.
Bit of tape. There you go.
Yeah. Double-sided, and you cracked it.
Looks like he called in the league here. Here comes Batman and Superman at the end of Hawkman as well. And the aeroplane here.
You know the last panel there. You know that panel that's inside it. I saw the girl's head and then those glasses.
You know what you saw?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
That panel above the glassy boobs,
Yeah.
with Aquaman and his arm across, that really does look like a poser panel. It does
It
look
does.
like it's 3D generated
Yeah.
underneath the drawing.
There's no reason for his arm to be there, is there?
No,
Here's my arm.
that'll do, pal. Jesus, just swell, guys.
Hawk Girl shows up. She's got wings.
Where's she
But
been?
he's not going to show her. Who knows? Probably with the rest of the league.
Oh, we forgot to put Hot Girl in. Oh, I've only got one panel left.
Yeah. Now, honey, all I did today was have was save the planet. You rock. Now, honey, all I did today was save the planet. You rock. Yeah, he got to fight a Tyrannosaurus
And
Rex.
he says to her, "Did you bring me spare wings?" And she goes, "Oh," he said, "You had one job to do and you didn't bring me spare wings."
I'll go
I hope
get
you've
you
got a
seven.
flask of tea in there.
Yeah, you've got some chicken wings, but not your spare wings.
Oh,
Honey, I don't know if there's room for all of them, and you too. Just give me your wings. I'll catch up, and thanks. Both
Did
of
you-
you. You saved
did
my
you bring a
life.
sandwich? Did you bring me a sandwich?
I'll catch that later.
This is why we get canceled because of Russ's comment.
That's it, folks. Wednesday Comics. All 12 issues, 3 episodes. Glad you were here. Saw some great stuff. Great art by great people. Great IPs for the most part. Great stuff. Next week, he said, reaching across the camera. I'm hoping he doesn't spill all of the books. Well, look at the art of Ramona Fradon. Fun book published by Dynamite, collection of her work
Lovely.
celebrating her career.
Lovely, 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 lovely.
Great stuff. Great stuff on the way. And I have an idea for 2 weeks from now
What's that?
that we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking about pulling out my Mars Attacks card set. Taking a look at that.
Ooh,
Did you want to take a look at Dave Brink stuff? The because he
Perfect
said
10?
we could review it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to get copies of it though. I don't have copies of it.
Do you want to? Okay.
So that would be
Right.
good. Or we could look at it online.
Well, I can pull it up on my screen. We can always do that because I have the
Yeah.
digital version. And he said
Okay.
we're allowed to do that. So
Well, I was thinking about there's a site that has comics that are in public domain, all scanned in and ready for display. I was thinking of going through some of the old Crime Does Not Pay books that way because I don't have them.
Mhm.
I've got a collection of it from Dark Horse, but it's a pretty thick book. It'd be a little difficult to wrangle in front of the camera. But going over to that site, you can look at it one page at a time. Maybe give them a little publicity too at the same time. Anything that's in public domain, they've scanned and put on that site for reference. They found the best copies of the books that they can, and they scanned it right off of the comics. Bad color, bad art, and all.
I
Great
go
stuff.
ahead.
I received a collection of Eagle comics this weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw that. We should look at those too. That would be great.
Yeah, there's the first one's a bit tatty, but all the others are in excellent condition.
Is
That
it
just
Frank
means it was
Hampson?
well read.
Frank
Sorry?
Hampson, or is it Frank Hampson or Bellamy?
I don't know. It's from the
Dan
start. It's from the
Right.
start, from the very
Volume
start.
1. Yeah.
Frank Hampson.
Yeah.
Volume 1, number 1. Yeah, great
Yeah.
stuff.
So
I've got a lot of the Hampson, the first 3 or 4 books that Titan did. I think
Cool.
the first 3 Dan Dare collections out of
If
Eagle.
you ever want to read a book and be depressed and cry, read
Yeah.
The Man Who Drew Tomorrow about Frank Hampson. How they treated him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it in 1986. I read it once. I can't read it again because it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
it's not a shock, is it? The way that artists are.
Oh, but yeah, but you think
the way-
you read
Yeah.
that and you'll despair. I tell you.
Who did the Dan Dare in 2000 AD? Was it Dave Gibbons?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Start
that
with,
was
yeah.
that was quite
Yeah.
cool.
and I think Brett Ewins had a go at it as well.
Right?
Meccan,
Yeah.
yeah. We want to thank everybody for watching us today. Glad you're here. Whiskey, tell folks how they can find us. How they can find you.
us.
Find you.
You can find me over there at the old X at the bottom. Just type that into Google and something will come up. And you might find some of my this thing here, this page. And if you click on the link here, you'll pull up some of my 3D work, which is all over the page here. And I make 3D models of all different kinds and different kinds of artwork like that, and miniatures and 3D models for production and all that stuff. And if you ever need anything made and anything at all of any kind, any style, just send me a message and I'll get you hooked up.
All right. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can get me at russleach.com. All my social media is there. Also, the email list to sign up for any information about the upcoming book, The Shadow Kingdom, which Randy and I are putting together, and it's getting close to finishing now. I'm sort of a third of the way through the colours. I've got some to show here,
Hang on just a second. Let me pull that up.
and
There we are.
yeah.
Boom. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
that's
So-
nice. I like that.
So
yeah.
That
the
is
colours.
great.
We've gone for like a retro 80s color scheme, so it's not overly done. It's letting the inks come through.
But it's nice though.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Things are coming on. It's all, it's,
RussLeach.com, folks. Go over there
come
and
take a
sign
look.
up.
Yeah, come take a look and sign up. And the book will the campaign on Fund My Comic will be live in March. There you go.
Looking forward to that. Going to start doing lettering on that this week, I hope.
Speaking about Russ, I did have another thing I wanted to, because I was going to show up the there it is. Let me throw that up there. Is some of Russ's work here?
There we are. Yeah.
The cover for Driftwood. It's a story about necromancers. Writing in the thing. More pages to come eventually. So
yeah,
hopefully see more of that soon.
I enjoyed that. It was good fun.
Yeah, you looked like you had fun with it. I really like the zombie in the top right there. That's
Zombie,
Mr. Zombie.
With his tongue out.
Yeah.
Got to have the tongue out.
Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, as I've been saying rubbish today, I've been doing some lettering, and that's my letter, just a crash.
There's a crash.
Yeah, that's all my words today. They just crashed. Anyway, you can go to Amazon and buy this brilliant book with a foreword by Mr. Zimmerman.
It is fantastic.
Some weirdo. Yeah.
About my trips to see the great Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
You can get my magazine, Comics Unlimited, on there. That's issue 14's out now with another strip by Mr. Zimmerman in there.
Just ordered 14 and 15 this week.
Fantastic.
So I can have hard copies of that stuff. Yeah,
good.
Absolutely. Got you.
You can go to Fund My Comic and pick up a copy of my Hatch annotated book. Hatch is the creation of mine. It's got all the story of how he came to be with published and unpublished artwork in.
Got to get that too.
And as we're on the Russ Leach show, I'm just hand colouring some of his artwork.
Look at that.
Oh, look at there.
That looks nice. That's very nice.
The camera plays up and it's not too good.
Yeah, it's kind of winking, trying to focus. Yeah. Sweet,
very nice. Sweet. Yeah.
Looks real nice.
Great drawing. I love that drawing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Love it.
Turned out good.
And there you go. So you can get me on Google and whatever and all those things. And here on Sundays and Friday with the guys.
Google.
Here, Google. Yeah.
Here,
folks,
Google.
You can find I've been Andy Zimmerman today. Sorry. Bad spelling. Aerocomics.store, folks. You can find me over there. You can find such books as like Herobot Zero, which is a little cartoon robot that I draw, Paragon superhero story that I wrote with artwork by J.R. Harris and Calico Shard with artwork by the great C. Michael Lanning. Nice fantasy story. There'll be more of those in the upcoming year as well. Hopefully they're on my list. We'll see how many of those things I get to check off this year. So right after the Anniverse collection, and that's after the Shadow Kingdom book, and there's more stuff hopefully with Russ and I to come, depending upon the sales of that, and lots of stuff planned for next year. Aerocomics.store. There's always more stuff being added all the time. There'll be a lot more here in this upcoming year. Aero Comics will be moving along, adding more books as we go, and talent. So, folks, we appreciate you being here today. Stop by for Comics by Night. Friday mornings at 5 a.m. We're still going through Two-Fisted Tales. Part 6 will be this week. So some great artwork coming up. I can't express that enough. Some great masterful material in the wings and upcoming on that. Comics by Night, 5 a.m. Next Sunday here at 9 a.m., we'll be looking at the artwork of Ramona Fredan, which is a great, wide, long career in this business with some really, really beautiful artwork. A lot of fun, a lot of great stuff to see there. Metamorpho will be there. Aquaman will be by, Plastic Man, and Brenda Starr. Lots of material. So we hope to see you then. Let's see. Please buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. Don't be discouraged if the modern comics aren't your thing. There's so much great material out there in the alternative and independent market. And I heartily suggest you check out fundmycomic.com and take a look at the wide variety of campaigns that are available there, wide variety of products by some great professionals. Well worth your time to go look, fundmycomic.com.
And a bunch of new people, which kind of reminds me quickly of a story, if I can throw that down there. Mario Puzo, the author of the Godfather books, who'd also adapted them to film, had no idea what he was doing, and he'd never written a screenplay before. After winning 2 Oscars, he decided to buy a book on screenwriting to learn. In the first chapter, it said, study Godfather. So there's all kinds of new talent coming out that you don't expect. You might not.
It did have a bit of help from Coppola, though.
Fair enough. Okay.
He was sitting next to him and he was doing
What's great about Fund My Comic, rather than the other funding sites, is that it's got comic in the name. Go there for comics. If anybody, if you're listening to us and you want to fund your comic, support that platform because it's for us. So support it. Get out there and do it.
And all kinds of comics are welcome on there as well.
Yeah.
As long as your campaign fits a level of public decency, you can do whatever comic you want there and campaign for it. And you don't have to worry about shadow banning. You don't have to worry about all of the hassles from the pink and blue sites. It's great, very straightforward once you get into it, and a great place to fund your comic from. Excuse me just for a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, folks, thank you again. We know the majority of our watchers are after the fact that catch us. We deeply appreciate you being there. Leave a comment, leave a like there, hit that love button, whatever you need to do. Any type of interaction that you have with us and our programming only helps the site, even the negative ones. So I'm not asking for a negative comment because nobody needs that kind of negativity in their life. That's why I stay off of X and most of those other negative platforms. There's just no reason for that. We should all be out there creating comics instead of trying to show how immature we are in the schoolyard. So go out there. If you love this business, tell people that you love it and do it in a positive way. You know, the other stuff, just ignore it. And if you ignore it long enough, it will go away. So that's, should explain a lot for you. But fundmycomic.com, aerocomics.store. Go over there and take a look. Stop back by. Indie Comics Network's got a wide variety of programming. You can find our programming there. You can find it over at Comic Book Black Belt at the YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit the like button wherever you're watching this program. We deeply appreciate it. If you enjoyed this program, tell folks about it. All right. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we actually ran a little over.
That's it done, yeah.
We're over the 2-hour mark, but that's okay. We'll see everybody soon. Take care, everyone. A little bit of UC, I think we need. Do we need it? Here we go.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
In the middle of the night or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Oh, you silly, simple bastard.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Yay.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.